Cyclone Chido, a devastating storm. Mayotte, a small island in the Indian Ocean, was recently struck by the devastating Cyclone Chido. The storm, a Category 4 hurricane, brought with it winds exceeding 136 miles per hour. Cyclone Chido ripped through the island, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Homes were reduced to rubble, infrastructure was severely damaged. The once familiar landscape was scarred, a stark reminder of the storm's power. The cyclone's impact was felt most acutely in the island's shantytowns. These areas, home to many of Mayotte's most vulnerable residents, were ill-equipped to withstand the storm's fury. Makeshift homes, constructed from flimsy materials, were no match for Chido's winds. The storm surge, a wall of water driven ashore by the cyclone, inundated coastal communities, adding to the devastation. The true extent of the damage is still being assessed. Communication lines remain down in many areas, making it difficult to get a clear picture of the situation. However, early reports paint a grim picture. The island's main airport is closed, its control tower severely damaged. The main hospital, also impacted by the storm, struggles to cope with the influx of injured. The human cost of the disaster is still unfolding, but it is already clear that many lives have been lost. The official death toll currently stands at 14, but authorities fear that this number will rise significantly in the coming days and weeks. The search for survivors continues, with rescue teams from France and neighboring islands working tirelessly to locate those trapped beneath the rubble. The grim reality: assessing the damage and loss. The devastation wrought by Cyclone Chido is widespread and catastrophic. The storm's impact is particularly pronounced in Mayotte's shantytowns, where homes constructed from corrugated metal and other makeshift materials offered little resistance to the cyclone's fury. These informal settlements, often located in low-lying coastal areas, bore the brunt of the storm surge, resulting in widespread flooding and structural damage. The destruction of infrastructure compounds the challenges faced by the people of Mayotte. The island's main airport, a lifeline for essential supplies and personnel, remains closed due to significant damage to the control tower. The main hospital, already operating under strain, is overwhelmed with the influx of injured, further straining the island's limited medical resources. Assessing the full extent of the damage and the true human cost of the disaster presents a significant challenge. Communication outages hamper efforts to reach affected communities and gather accurate information. The geographic isolation of Mayotte, coupled with the widespread destruction of transportation infrastructure, further complicates assessment and relief efforts. Adding to the complexity, the practice of rapid burial within the Muslim community makes it difficult to accurately account for the deceased. The presence of undocumented immigrants, often residing in the most vulnerable shantytowns, further complicates efforts to compile a comprehensive list of casualties. Rescue efforts and challenges in Mayotte. In the wake of Cyclone Chido, a massive international aid effort is underway. France, of which Mayotte is an overseas department, has dispatched military ships and planes carrying rescue teams, medical personnel, and essential supplies. Neighboring islands, including Reunion Island, are also providing assistance, sending boats and helicopters to aid in the search and rescue operations. However, the extensive damage to Mayotte's infrastructure poses significant logistical challenges to rescue efforts. The closure of the main airport due to damage to the control tower restricts the arrival of large aircraft, forcing relief flights to rely on smaller planes with limited capacity. The destruction of roads and bridges further hinders access to remote areas, delaying the delivery of aid to those in desperate need. The widespread power outages across the island disrupt communication networks, making it difficult to coordinate rescue efforts and assess the needs of affected communities. The lack of electricity also impacts the operation of hospitals and other essential services, further exacerbating the already dire situation. Despite the challenges, rescue workers are working tirelessly around the clock to locate survivors, provide medical assistance, and distribute essential supplies. The international community has rallied in support of Mayotte, pledging financial aid and resources to assist in the recovery effort. A history of cyclones, a recurring threat. Cyclone Chido is a stark reminder of the vulnerability of island nations like Mayotte to the devastating power of tropical cyclones. Situated in the southwest Indian Ocean, Mayotte lies within a region known for its cyclone activity, particularly during the cyclone season, which typically runs from December to March. While cyclones are a recurring threat in the region, Cyclone Chido stands out for its intensity and the scale of devastation it has inflicted upon Mayotte. The last time the island experienced a storm of this magnitude was in the 1930s, highlighting the rarity and severity of this event. This latest disaster serves as a wake-up call to the international community about the growing threat posed by climate change, which is believed to be contributing to the increasing frequency and intensity of extreme weather events like cyclones. The devastation in Mayotte underscores the urgent need for greater investment in climate change adaptation and disaster preparedness measures, particularly in vulnerable regions like the Southwest Indian Ocean. As Mayotte begins the long and arduous process of recovery and rebuilding, the international community must stand in solidarity with the island nation, providing the necessary support and resources to help its people overcome this tragedy and build a more resilient future.